So in this video, we are going to go through the Qs. It is Monday, January 6th. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so these can update live here. I do have the PE, 4P, and PEG of the ticker I have selected. We are looking at the Qs. We have beta for the ticker selected, the RSI 14, and the percentage from the previous close. All this data right here is for the VIX. This is the percentage off the 52-week low and the percentage off the 52-week high for the ticker we have selected, which is Micron. And then I have the close, open price, and then the high, low, and the average of that, and then the high, low, and average of the 52-week. So just I have a table here with the top 5 stocks today and the bottom 5 stocks in the Qs. You can see money is coming into the semiconductors. So this looks like money's rotating into semiconductors because every one of the ones in the top 5 are up almost 5% or more, and they all have relative volume well over 1. So this looks like a rotation to me into the semiconductors. I put the 5 tickers right here on the right. We'll go through each one of those. If something else moves in here while we're live, we will go through those. These are the bottom 5 performing stocks in the Qs today. I am not going to go through those, the charts for those. We'll look at these on moving averages for weekly and daily time frames with volume, as well as we'll look at trend channels. We'll look at Chaikin money flow and the MACD on a daily time frame. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first one's going to be Micron, and we have an RSI of 41.22 and a beta of 1.18. If we go to VWAP here, which is volume weighted average price, and this is not taking in today's data. This is all from closes. So today's Monday the 6th, so this is from Friday the 3rd, I think. So we are well below VWAP, so we do need to get above this. That would be 107.76. So if we see the price here at 100 break above 107.76, that will be bullish, and that will say that we broke a barrier, right? We're going to look at the daily moving average. We're looking at the 63 exponential moving average. We are below that. Actually, no, we're above that. We went above that 1.13%, but we closed Friday below that. So that could be a bullish signal. We did have some big selling last week, and we don't have a volume bar yet for today, but when we get that volume bar, this should be a big bullish volume bar that looks something like this, or maybe this one. So that is going to be bullish because we crossed the 63 with a bullish bar, and we may get RSI may cross the 50 because we went up so much today. If we get the daily candlesticks, we see we gap down, and now we're just trading in a base here, and we reverse down here, and we're trending up. And today this looks like 3 bullish candles in a row, which is very bullish because we don't have today's candle yet, but we're going to get today's candle, and that's going to be another bullish candle. So 3 in a row is just a turnaround. It could be a continuation all the way above that VWAP. If we look at the weekly moving average, we're about 5.64% under that currently, and you can see we've been trending under that for a while. We had some big volume 3 weeks ago that pushed this down even further. If we go to the weekly candlestick chart, we do have a hammer here at the bottom that indicates a reversal on a weekly time frame because we're downtrending, and then we get a hammer candle. We have a 5-year chart. You can see we did break down on the 5-year chart, and we're curling down. So we want to see a turnaround here. We want to see this turn back up, and that's just of the 30-week moving average. If we look at the trend channel, we're below the 0 line here. Well, the trend channel is in a sideways, and that's a little bit below the channel, but that's on a Friday's close. If we look at this, we're back inside this channel, and we came back in quite a bit here. So we're somewhere between right about here and the bottom of the channel. So like right here in the bottom third of this channel is where we will close today, as long as this price holds. We should cross maybe the 0 line on the Chaikin money flow or get close to it, and I would expect a MACD cross either today or tomorrow if these prices hold. If we're going to really quick look at an earnings model. If we're using Finviz's growth rate, and we are taking the forward earnings and looking forward and then bringing it back to today for present value. And we're taking that growth rate for the first 5 years, and then for the second 5 years, the years 6 through 10, we're cutting it in half with a 15% discount rate and a 15 terminal multiple. Now, if you change any of these numbers, you get a different number back. But based on that, with forward earnings of $11.40 projected, this is basically 110% undervalued. It should be a $210 stock, but the current price is $100. If we use a grams valuation formula, it should be $173, but it's $100 with a 15% discount. Both of these are, this one right here, I learned how to do this on Dividendology's YouTube channel, so I would go there and watch that. And then this one is from Michael J. Investing. I would go watch his channel. And he may have changed his name of his channel because this was from quite a while ago. There's a lot of math involved in these. And this is just a quick 30-week chart, and you can see we have a real downtrend. I do have resistance support calculated, and I'm just using calculations for this. Resistance would be 110, support would be 89.54, and if this is a 2.5% below support stop loss of $87.30. You got to decide what you want to put it in for your own losses. That's up to you, but that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is SMCI, and we're looking at the 30-week moving average here. So it's 28% below the 30-week. You can see this is getting close to being an oversold territory, but it's up almost 10% on a day, about a little over 9%. We're 111% off of our 52-week low, but 70% off of our 52-week high. If we go to the VWAP, you'll see we are trending down, and we tried to cross VWAP here. This was back on 12.9, and we got rejected, and now it's turning back up. So 43.87, we need to get across that threshold to get above VWAP on a daily 1-year time frame. Our 63 exponential, we're underneath that too. We're about 2.4% below it. We are trying to cross we're trending up towards the 50 line here for the RSI. We should have a green volume bar today, but we still need to get above 37.26 to cross the 63-day exponential moving average. We do have a bullish reversal candle on the daily time frame. On a weekly time frame, we're trending down with the chart down, with the price trending down. On a weekly candlestick chart, this actually looks like, trending down, another hammer, and maybe a reversal. And it did not, after this bullish candle, the reverse is happening before we get to the bottom of this candle, so that could indicate being bullish as well. On a 5-year chart, you can see we're in a spiraling downtrend since we broke out to this all-time high up here, and this was different back in March because it was a split. This was like $700 or something like that, but same chart, just different prices. If we look at the trend channel, we're in a downtrend, so we need to break this upper trend line. That would be 62.97 to really turn around to show us that we're going back up higher. Our MACD is closed, but it is coming together, and we have pivoted on the Chaikin money flow, but it is still well below the zero line. So we got all the way down to 25, but now we're up to negative 16, and I would expect that when we close today, to go up even higher because of how much we're up today. If we look at an earnings model, we are with 37% annualized 5-year projected earnings growth, and then cutting that in half for the second 5 years. We are projected to for $3.48 forward earnings in 2025. Our current price is $36.44, and our present value is $207.78, which suggests if we had some short sellers attack this stock. So if these numbers are correct, and that's all subjective, right? It's not a guarantee. This is 470% undervalued, which is crazy. But that's just, that's the market. If that's true, we don't know if it's true. We don't know if Supermicro Computer is going to come back or not. But if it does, and it gets institutional buying pressure, this could be a $200 stock that's $36 right now. I mean, that kind of risk to reward to me is worth maybe speculating on if you want to. So the next one we're going to look at is ASML, and we can see that has a beta of 1.48. This actually crossed the 50 RSI on Friday, because this is going to be Friday's closing RSI. We're up 7% today. We're only 18% off our 52-week low. We're only 31% off our 52-week high, so we're kind of trading in a tight range here. If we go to the VWAP, we are well under VWAP and trending down. To get above VWAP, we'd have to hit 837. Currently, we're at 765. If we go to the daily moving average, we're trying to cross, and we did. We're about 5% above the 63 exponential moving average. So when we close today, this blue line will go above this red line. You can see we've crossed the relative strength indicator. So that's a bullish for ASML. We are we kind of came down in a little pocket here, and then another little pocket, and then another one. So are we gonna? It looks like we're pivoting here off of lows, and we gapped down, and then we came down and we came up. But when we came back down, we made a higher low than previously, so that could be bullish. And now we're turning again. If we look at a weekly moving average, we're still 6.9% below that. So we haven't crossed this red line yet, but we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the week. If we look at our weekly candlesticks, this is actually trending up, but then we get a candle that could indicate a bearish downturn, but so this is only Monday and it's continuing up. 5-year 30-week moving average, you can see we're trending down and we're well below the 30-week. 6.9%, same thing. This is a 5-year chart, the 30-week. If we look at the trend channel, that's trending down. We're at the bottom half of it. To break through the top half of the trend channel, or the top line of the trend channel would be, to move this back up would be $872.37. You can see we're extreme levels for the Chaikin money flow, and it looks like we have a bearish, let's try and open this a little bit so we can see better. Yes, we have a bearish cross of the MACD, but it did turn back up. So you can see the histogram went to negative 2.45. Now it's at negative 1.45. And maybe it will cross today or tomorrow based on the fact that the price just went up. We look at the earnings model. This is overvalued by $240 with these earnings projections. $25.22 projected for 2025, and then looking out into the future and bringing it back. If we look on the Graham valuation formula, it's overvalued on this one as well. It should only be a $423 stock based on that. But that, the market's always willing to pay for growth. So if they believe ASML is going to grow faster, and if earnings get revised higher, so 25.22 could become $30, if the earnings get revised higher by analysts. And then if they also get revised higher, the other these numbers will go up. So that could change everything. So just keep that in mind. But out of the three, this is the most overvalued of the three we looked at based on the earnings model. Next one we'll look at is ARM Holdings. We can see that that's got an RSI of 44.24 on Friday's close. It's up 5% today. It's 21% off its 52-week high. It's 122% off its 52-week low. So this is one of the more bullish ones I've seen. I know when we go to look at the moving averages that this is probably going to be in an uptrend and above its moving averages. We're above the we're 3.40% above the 30-week moving average. If we look at VWAP, we came below it, but we did break back above VWAP, and we're heading up, and we're going to be up higher even today. So this was 141 we closed on Friday, and we're at 148.50. So this is trending back up. Daily moving average. We don't have enough for the exponential, so we'll use the simple moving average. So this is trying to break through, and it has. It's 5% above the 63-day moving average, with the RSI trending up. The volume is light right now. Daily candlestick, we have 2 bullish, and we're going to get another bullish candle. So we're going to have 3 bullish candles in a row because this one hasn't closed yet today. If we look at the weekly moving average, we crossed that. We're above it 3.44%, but we were below it on the Friday close of last week. The weekly candlestick, this looks like a bullish candle here. This is a reversal candle, and then this candle takes that out. And then if we look at the 5-year chart, we are on an uptrend, and we have what I would consider a double bottom right here, a bottom and then a bottom, and now we're breaking back through. So that's a bullish trend when you have two bottoms and then you break back through a moving average. There could be more upside to come. We slightly broke through the bottom of the trend channel, and now we're back in it. To get to the top of the trend channel is $78.93. Actually, that's January 2nd. I got to get this perfect to get to January 3rd, but it's around that. We are married to the MACD. The MACD is married to the signal line trying to cross, but it clearly will today because of the price going up, because we're so close right now. And then the Chaikin money flow is curling up and is trying to get above the zero line. If we look at the earnings, we may not have a growth rate from Finviz. We do. We do have a growth rate for 26%, but it's still very overvalued. We have a present value of $69 and a current price of 148.50, which tells us there's 53% of downside to this stock. So this is one of the more overvalued ones, along with ASML that we looked at. And then we're just going to go through the last stock here. Okay, we're going to go through AMAT and then KLAC because those two are fighting for the fifth position. So even though I said we were going through the last, there'll be six because they keep changing right now in the middle of the day. So we'll start with AMAT, Applied Materials. That's a 1.53 beta. This crossed on Friday, or it was above the RSI on Friday. It's 20% off its 52-week low and 30.5% off of its 52-week high. If we look at the VWAP, we are well below VWAP. To get above VWAP, we need to get to 194. We're only at 177. If we look at the daily moving average, put this back to the 63 exponential, we are below it, but we are converging right up to it. So we are below it a little bit here, but it's trying to cross right now. So all it needs to do is get to 177.92 to get above the 5 cents more to get above the 63 exponential moving average. If we look at the daily candlesticks, we have to me, these are bullish reversal candles, and then we have a very bullish candle. And then if we look at the weekly moving average, we're on a downtrend, but it is 9% below the 30-week. And we do have a lot of selling below this, a lot of high volume selling. So maybe the sellers have all gone away because it's starting to reverse. If we look at the weekly candlesticks, to me, these are also bullish candles that suggest a reversal on a weekly time frame. If we look at a 5-year chart, we are curled down. We have curled back up here, but to get all the way back, we need to get to 197 to get back above this. 195.63 to get back above the 30-week moving average. If we look at the trend channel, that's pretty much sideways, and we're below it, but we're going to break back in today. We do have a MACD cross from the bottom up underneath the zero line. You can see it crossed. It came down and hit the signal line again, and then cross. And today it's going to go up higher. When we close the market today, we are tight to the zero line. It was trending down, but we should reverse back up. And if we look at for AMAT the earnings, we have earnings of 1045 forward at 10%, 11% growth rate, which suggests this is about $23 overvalued, and there's 13% of downside. If we were to look at the gram valuation, it's a $129 stock. So it's more overvalued based on this, which factors in interest rates. Okay, it looks like you're going to get two bonus stocks because we're going to do KLAC now, but you can see CEG has just popped into the top 5. So I'll go through that one too because we're throughout the market throughout the day. So we're getting 7 stocks here. We have KLAC. That's on Friday. That was 54.37 on RSI. It's up 5% today from its close on Friday. If we go to the VWAP, KLAC is below VWAP. We need to get to 705.81 to get above VWAP. And then if we go to the daily moving average, 63 exponential moving average, we have crossed that. You can see on Friday we were below it, but right now we're about 2.81% above it. We had some big volume back here, and now the volume is weaker, but we're about to get more big volume, probably a green bullish bar because we went up today, and we're going to cross the 63 at the close today, as long as these prices hold. You can see we're above the 50 RSI, so that's bullish. I look for stocks that are crossing, or if they're above their moving averages, I look for them to be pulling back and then bounce off that 50 RSI. Daily candlestick, we are turning around and trending up. This looks like a resistance level, so if we break this, so what was this candle here? That looks like the high of that candle was 670. 15, and we broke that, so our next resistance level is probably going to be somewhere around this candle, 681, and we broke that. So now we could go. There's really no sellers for this stock because we broke these two levels. If anyone that wants to sell this to get back to break even, that bought it around here or around here, has already sold it because now it's going past those levels. Now if we look at the weekly moving average, we're below that, 6% below it. We got a little bit of relative volume here, but we are coming back today. We're just in a base trend here. And I mean, this is a 1 year chart. So if we just drew a line all the way across, you can see, we're getting back to levels that we were here almost a year ago. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's gone up and down, chopped around, and just been all the way back to where it was almost a year ago. So now it's turning around. So maybe it could break all of this and go much, much higher. If the semiconductors is where money's going to rotate into, which is what it looks like today, but everything changes day to day. Today, it looks like institutions are going into the semiconductors. A 5 year chart, we're curling down, but we are going to be turning up. We turned up here and we should be going higher at today's close. So we're working our way back towards that 30-week moving average. We're in a sideways trend channel. If we see a break of this top line, because we're in a sideways consolidation pattern here for over a year, if we see a break of that line, that will be very bullish. And it could be, these could go on up for several years, a year, 2 years after that. And to break that line would be 813. So you still got a ways to go to get there because we're at 686. Let's see if we're above if we have same scenario here. We came down and then back up and then down. And we bounced off the MACD and we're turning up below the zero line. And we have a Chaikin money flow that's trending down, but should turn up today. Last thing we'll look at here is the earnings model. And we can see that KLAC is overvalued slightly, about 13% overvalued. But remember, numbers can change. They could go down or up. We don't know. And that's based on this earnings model. This one has a price of $490 using a 15% margin of safety. So it's even more overvalued on this one. And they usually are going to be more overvalued on this one. So just keep that in mind. Last stock we'll go through is Constellation Energy because that one is this one was on Thursday. I talked about this one. It got some institutional buying pressure, and we can see on Friday it closed with a 62 RSI. Today it's up 4.5% at 2:30 in the afternoon. It's 141% off its 52-week low and 8% off its 52-week high, which just suggests it's probably going higher. If we look at the VWAP, we've held VWAP for most of the year other than 2 periods here, and when we came down we have just turned around here and we are heading high. Looks like we're heading higher. This could be a resistance level, right? Because when people get back to break even, they want to just get out. They're like, if anyone who bought here and rode this down to 226 from 266, it's now at 263. They're saying, okay, I'm happy, I didn't lose as much money. That was on November 26th. I want out. So once you get rid of those sellers, you break that level, then you go up to the next level, which is 279, 280, and then 285. If we look at the daily moving average, we have broke the 63 exponential moving average, and now it's far ahead of it at 11%. It's 11% above the 63 exponential moving average. You can see we broke above that 50 RSI. We have a little bit of relative volume here, and we're going to have more today. So institutional money is coming into this stock. Our daily moving average, we have a big bullish candle and then a candle that got some selling pressure, but ultimately closed higher. Our weekly moving average, we are holding the 30-week all year with the exception of here, which was just a double bottom below the 30-week, and we're bouncing off that 30-week. Now we're 17% above the 30-week. That is not extended for stocks that get institutional money. I've seen stocks that institutional money comes in once you have the parameters that tell you institutional money is coming in and it just keeps coming in and coming in, they can be 100% above their 30-week moving average. So this could be the early innings for Constellation Energy. If we look at a weekly candlestick, we have a doji here and then a bullish reversal candle that took out its previous 3 almost right here. If we look at the 5-year chart, you can see we're in a long 5-year uptrend. So anytime this comes back to the 30-week moving average, it is ideal time to buy or breaks below, because over 5 years, this stock has had institutional buying pressure. There's only been a handful of times that it's gone below its 30-week moving average. If we look at the trend channel, we've turned up and we're going even higher. We have a MACD that is open. It crossed below the zero line, and you can see that the Chaikin money flow has turned from very negative to almost bullish and getting ready to cross the zero line. Money's coming into this stock. There's no doubt about that based on everything I'm seeing here. This is based on our growth rates and our forward earnings. This is a $263 or $148 stock with a current price of $263, which is about $115 overvalued, and which suggests 43% of downside. But remember, I talked about news on my last YouTube video that this has a catalyst that it got, I believe it was $1 billion in government deals. So these earnings numbers may have not have changed yet. So you may see a bigger earnings number here, and you may see a bigger growth rate here. And we are our relative strength is a 1.23 against the market, and we have support and resistance and stop loss. My stop loss level is just 2.5% below the support. That's all I got. I just want to go through the top 5 stocks, but you got the top 7 because we had some rotation of the top 5 rotating in and out throughout the day. I hope that video was something that you liked. If it was, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, and thank you for watching.